This video, I will be discussing about the Enlightenment and Revolution, or what we can call the Scientific Revolution. I am Christian Maestrado and I will be discussing this topic together with Rodel Renares and Marvin Rostria. Enlightenment and Revolution. As you can see, this one started in the 1550 to 1800s. Beginning in the late 1500s, new discoveries and the use of reason in Europe during the Scientific Revolution and the Enlightenment led to changing ideas about government and society. Influenced by Enlightenment ideas, British colonies in North America established a new nation, the United States. So what is the main idea of the Scientific Revolution? So the main idea of the scientific revolution is new ways of thinking led to remarkable discoveries during the scientific revolution. Dawn of modern science. So the Enlightenment and Revolution can be called also the dawn of modern science because in the Enlightenment and Revolution, this is where the modern world started. Some Middle Ages scholars sought answers about the natural world from the church. In the mid 1500s, others began to think in new ways. So the old view, scholars relied on traditional authorities for beliefs about structures of universe. So in the geocentric theory, according to Aristotle, Earth center of universe, sun, moon, planets revolved around the sun. Ideas upheld by church accepted authority for European intellectuals. That's according to the old view. Next is the new viewpoints. So this one is the modern viewpoint. So scholars began to challenge traditional authorities. 1500s. Scientific revolution, a new way of thinking. Post theorists developed procedures to test ideas, and then this is where the exploration and the ideas came to life. So the dawn of modern science. Ancient scholars could provide no information about new lands, people, animals. Age of exploration led scientists to study natural world more closely. Other things to be discovered, things unknown to Asians. Navigators needed more accurate instruments, geographic knowledge. Scientists examined natural world, found it did not match ancient beliefs. So, in the dawn of modern science, there are a lot of information that was developed. Like the scientists who examined the natural world did not found that the belief in the ancient world is not true because it did not match. It did not match. Okay? So the scientific method. So the scientific method is mostly known to identify the problem, form a hypothesis, perform experiment to test the hypothesis, record results, analyze results, and form the conclusion. The scientific method scholars. So these are the scholars who invented or who identified the scientific revolution. The scientist. So Francis Bacon or Bacon, experimentation to gain scientific knowledge. Rene Descartes believed everything should be doubted until proven by reason. Relied on math, logic. Ideas of both continue to influence modern scientific methods. As you can see here in the right side of the picture, that is Rene Descartes, and on the left side, that is Francis Bacon. So what is exactly the point of the scientific revolution? So Scientific revolution is a new way of thinking about the natural world that challenged traditional views and instead relied upon experimentation. So, the early scientists, okay, discoveries in astronomy, physics, and math. So, the early scientists who discovered astronomy, physics, and math. So, Nicolaus Copernicus, he is a Polish astronomer. Copernicus found the geocentric theory of movement of sun, moon, planets, but is not accurate. Concluded sun, not earth, near center of solar system. Heliocentric theory, earth revolves around sun. And according to Copernicus theory, ideas of earth orbiting sun was not completely new. Copernicus developed detailed mathematical explanation of process. He was the first scientist to create complete model of solar system. So Copernicus was the one who made the model, complete model of the solar system. Nicholas Copernicus was the first scientist, and he is mostly known as a scientist in the scientific revolution. In the picture, that is Nicholas Copernicus. Okay, this is the model of the solar system. As you can see, this is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and this is the Sun. Okay, on the revolutions of the heavenly spheres, Copernicus' famous book not published until last year of his life, New Church would oppose work contradicted teachings of church. Weakness of the theory, mathematical formulas did not predict positions of planets well. Copernicus did not want to be ridiculed for weaknesses. Died 1543 after work published, other scientists expanded on his idea. So after Copernicus died, some other scientists expanded on his ideas. In other terms, the scientists took the weaknesses of Copernicus theory to expand it. Well, this is the published book of Nicola Copernicus. Okay, so the next scientist, Brahe and Kepler. Brahe, Danish astronomer, wrote book proving bright object over Denmark sky was newly visible star. Called it supernova, distant exploding star suddenly visible on Earth. Book impressed Denmark's King Frederick II, gave Brahe money to build two observatories. So yung book na ginawa ni Brahe ay nagpa-impress kay Denmark's King Frederick II. Dahil na-impress nga si Denmark's King, si King Frederick II, binigyan ni King Frederick si Brahe ng pera at yung pera na yon ginawa niya pampagawa ng observatories or laboratories. So, sa observation naman ni Brahe, nag-develop siya ng system to explain planetary movement. So, Brahe believed sun revolved around Earth. And the 5 other known planets revolved around the sun. So, si Kepler, kaya siya natawag na Brahe and Kepler, si Brahe talaga ay yung, kumbaga, yung scientist. And then, Kepler, hired siya ni Brahe as assistant to form mathematical theory from measurement of planets. So, Brahe is a scientist while Kepler is a mathematician. So, Kepler published result of measurement of orbit of Mars after Brahe's death. So, parang si Brahe and Kepler, parang sila ay two persons na nagtutulungan to observe the revolution that is happening on that time. Ayan. That this, on the picture you can see is Brahe. And, yeah. So, Kepler's solution. Kepler solved the main problem of Copernican theory. Copernicus assumed planets orbited in circle. So, 'di ba, dun sa theory ni Copernicus, merong mga weaknesses. And after nga mamatay ni Copernicus, yung mga scientists ay kinuha na yung ibang ideas ni Copernicus para expand dito at para mas maging okay yung ideas and yung mga problems ay masolusyonan. And si Kepler, sinolve niya yung pinaka main problem ni Copernicus. Copernicus assumed planets orbited in circle. Kepler found assumption and true proved planets orbited in oval pattern or ellipse. Wanted to prove Copernicus wrong, instead prove heliocentric theory correct. Kepler's mathematical solar system model also is correct. Ayan naman, that's the picture of Kepler. Ayan. That is the geocentric model on the above, and on the below picture, that is the heliocentrism. Okay. So, to support the ideas, Italian scientist Galileo Galilei built the first telescope used for astronomy, scanned heavens beginning in 1609. Starring messenger Galileo described discoveries, craters and moon, sunspots, Saturn, moons of Jupiter, Milky Way made up of stars, and change in science world. So Isaac Newton, an English scientist, brought together astronomy, physics, and math, wondered about gravity. So si Isaac Newton is yung main problem na parang wino-wonder niya is yung gravity. And si Galilei naman, siya ang taong nag-invent ng telescope na ginamit para sa astronomy. Principia book explained law of universal gravitation. Gravity affects objects on Earth, also in universe. Keeps planet in orbit. Yan. So this is the telescope that Galileo Galilei invented. And okay, joke time. Okay, next. Pictures. See yung Milky Way. And ito na yung Galileo. Okay. So Newton. Newton's finding. Newton developed calculus, new kind of math, used calculus to predict effects of gravity. German philosopher Gottfried von Leibniz also developed calculus at the same time. Each accused the other of plagiarism. Historians believe it was a simple case of independent discovery. So there are two people or two person who invented calculus and accused each other of plagiarism. So when we say plagiarism, It is something that a person stole a work for. It is plagiarism. So the two person who developed calculus is Gottfried von Leibniz and Newton. So how did Copernicus and Brahe differ in their views of the universe? So it is a very simple question. Answer. So the answer is Copernicus, all planets orbit the sun, while Brahe, suns orbits Earth. Other planets orbit the sun. Magkabaligtaran lang yung views nila about sa universe. So next is the discoveries in biology and chemistry. Just as astronomers move away from the works of ancient Greeks, other scientists use the scientific method to acquire new knowledge and make great discoveries in the fields of biology and chemistry. Biology. Vesalius. William Harvey. So these were the discoveries in biology and chemistry. Yan. Yan. This is the figures showing about the discoveries in biology and chemistry. So Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, he is a Dutch scientist 1600s, used interest in developing magnifying lens to invent microscope. First to describe appearance of bacteria, red blood cells, yeast, other microorganisms. So kumbaga, si Anthony van Leeuwenhoek is a biology scientist. Biologist siya. Siya ang unang nag-describe ng appearance ng bacteria, red blood cells, yeast, and yung iba pang microorganisms. Si Robert Hooke naman, isa siyang English physician or inventor. Used early microscope to describe appearance of plants at microscopic level, credited with creating the term cell. So si Robert Hooke daw ang gumawa ng term na cell. So here in the picture, that is Robert Hooke, and this is Anthony. This is Robert. Okay? So chemistry na tayo. So these two persons, or these two is two of the scientists who is known in the Enlightenment and Revolution. So si Robert Boyle and Antoine Laurent Lavoisier. So si Robert Boyle, father of modern chemistry, first to define element. The skeptical chemist 1661 described matter as cluster of tiny particles now called atoms. Changes in matter occurred when clusters rearrange. And yung Boyle's law, temperature, volume, pressure affect gases. So si Antoine Laurent Lavoisier naman, siya ay French chemist, 1700s, developed method for precise measurement, discovered law of conservation of mass, proved that matter could not be created, destroyed, recognized, named oxygen, introduced metric system, invented the first periodical table. Okay. Okay, this is the periodic table of elements. Okay, question. What were the major contributions made in biology and chemistry? Importance of anatomy and dissection, function of blood and circulatory system, invention of microscope, discovery of certain laws of matter. As science assumed greater significance, the question of the role of the Roman Catholic Church in a changing culture became important. While the Church opposed the views of many scientists, it benefited from new discoveries that made Renaissance art and architecture possible. Science and the Church and the conflicts. Church, most powerful institution in Europe, Middle Ages. Primary source of knowledge, learning. Cathedral schools, university trained people to run the church. Most scientists did not want to challenge the role of Christianity. Church explained world through inspiration, revealed truth, science explained world through logical reasoning. The church feared reason as an enemy of faith, but eventually began to embrace some of the achievements of scientific revolution. So kasi 'di ba, um there are a lot of people saying that world is something that God made. And scientists naman, hinahanap talaga nila yung parang mga pira-piraso or yung mga puzzles na talagang paano nagawa yung Earth or yung mundo or yung universe. That's why parang laging may conflict ang church and ang scientist. But at the end of but eventually the church embraced some of the achievements of the scientific revolution. Okay? Ayan. This is the faces or the scientists who were known in the scientific revolution. So, si Galileo Galilei, 1564 to 1642, and of course, the science and arts, Renaissance artists, architecture, and science and religion. So, Renaissance, study of art, architecture, not separate from study of science. Artists learned anatomy in order to paint the body. Artists experimented with chemistry of paints, nature of light, used math to create compositions of perfect balance, and architecture, mathematics, physics crucial to great architecture, also used in engineering achievements of the time. Science and religion combined to produce great artistic achievements of Renaissance. Most art, architecture dedicated to glory of God. Science and community, science revolution established a new way of thinking about physical world. Okay. So, what are the cause and effects of the scientific revolution? So, yung cause ng scientific revolution, mas nag-explore and expand yung mundo or yung universe. There is still a continuity study of an ancient authorities and development of the scientific method. So, the effects will be the beginning of modern science, belief in progress, and the power of reason, and the new view of the universe as well ordered system. Okay? So that is the scientific revolution. So this is reported by Christian M. Maestrado, Rodel Linares, and Marvin Rostria.